Hey, lovely Pisces. Thanks for joining me at the Lightroom forecast today. We're doing your reading. This is for the really for the new moon in Cancer. I'm behind the 8 ball, but there's more readings coming in actually by the end of this week. So yeah, there has been a thread going on through a lot of these readings that we're really. It's sort of like we've crossed over the midwinter, midsummer point. There's some pennies sort of dropping in terms of our personal understanding of how we're working with our life journey, I suppose, without getting too full on it. Anyway, Pisces, thanks for joining me. We come out with and we'll go through and clarify. We come out with the Prince of Cups, this lovely offering, an emotional offering. The Prince can be quite dreamy. This could be aspects of yourself. I would always think that it is aspects of one's own, especially Pisces, one's own self. It is crossed by the Happy Home card in the Thoth deck. This is called, this is the Four of Wands, and it's called completion. And we see a wheel, with all that symbolism on it. It is a happy home. It's a place of welcome, it's welcoming home stuff. Keeping in mind that these are very general readings, the basis of this is the Seven of Swords. The Seven of Swords can be quite a deceptive card, but it is ultimately those deceptive qualities within ourselves that we do to ourselves. It's not like some big bogey coming in and being causing deception in your life necessarily, any of that kind of thing. It's those things within our own learnt behaviours or habits or anything like that we kind of do to ourselves. It's like the card of the self-saboteur. I don't think, as I said, we'll go through and clarify. I don't think that's sort of an issue for you, Taurus. I think it may well have been in the past. So don't get hooked up on timing here. What's behind you is the Four of Discs, another four. This is a wonderful card, solid structure. In the traditional imagery, the figure holding the coin. It's solid. You know what you've got. This is a really solid structure. In the Thoth deck, it's called Power. And there's one way in and one way out. This is very much in Malkut, in the physical world. Something that's played out in the physical world. And I love the Thoth deck that there is one way in and one way out of this structure, and it's sort of from an aerial point of view. The only in one way of looking at that, sometimes we can afford to let things go a wee bit. I mean, I'm not talking physically, it might be, giving away some resources, giving away money or something like that. But it's not, it's more, those things that you value within yourself, maybe exposing, allowing a few things to be let go of. Anyway, we will clarify. Current position, we have the Strength card, so it's looking pretty good. I mean, you're in a great position here. And strength, yes, it's about understanding we gently tame our inner beast, our mind. Here we see the whore of Babylon is described. Anyway, there's a whole thing about that in the Book of Thoth. If you're interested in this Thoth deck, it's an amazing deck. Here we see the card of strength, and it is called lust. We ride the many-headed beast. To me, that many-headed beast is our mind. It's our ego. We can delineate to the point where we understand our intentions and our motivations. So this is pretty amazing, Pisces. Then in the moving forward position, we get the Emperor, a card of structure. I do feel in this reading more structure, whether that's your structure, those things that you instigate and caretake. I do hear that caretake in your life. There's a protective element here. We get the Queen of Cups, this gorgeous queen. There are many fractionated, if that's the term, fractionated surfaces within the Queen's realm. And so sometimes the reflections can be slightly deceptive, but we will go through and clarify that. I do get the sense of caretaking and somehow possibly maybe Pisces protecting that, because in some ways you are the Queen of Cups, protecting your reflective panels. Something like that. Anyway, let's have a look. Let's see. Look, I'm sort of interested in the Prince of Cups here. Can we clarify the Prince of Cups? Excuse me. We get 2 cards by Pisces. We get another 4, and we get the 10 of Wands. Look, I think in the past, the Prince of Cups can get swept along by their own reflection. I do get a sense here that there may well have been some kind of interaction between you and another. It could be in realms of the heart, and that just got a little bit too much. I say that because we get the 10, sorry. You decided it was the end of a cycle of that, because too much burden. This is a burdensome card. And, we see this person just at the 10. There's no more. You can't carry anymore. So they go, off they go, throw them over the cliff, and we start all over again, So maybe there was a sort of situation. I do feel that with this Prince of Cups, that it was somewhat burdensome for you. And there was some deliberation as to whether to accept that. Maybe you did as a personal challenge, and then realised it was just far too burdensome for you. With the 4 of Cups, so that's another 4. Let's have a look at the 4 of Wands, which is such a wonderful card. Sanctuary in the home. What am I doing? I'm shuffling the wrong deck. Sanctuary in the home. 4 of Wands, please, for lovely Pisces. For lovely Pisces. I do feel that. I do feel that whatever situation this was with the 10 of Wands and the Prince of Cups, you really stood up for your integrity. You drew the boundary because or that you feel like someone is infiltrating your home, whether that's this Four of Wands or your internal, it's part of that too, internal. You really stood up for yourself on that one, because I do think that someone kept overstepping the boundary. And in doing that, dear Pisces, you have or did go through a level of transformation. So you made room. You got rid of those wands. Whatever that sort of reflective offering of the prince gets swept away in his own reflection often. And I do see that as someone else here. Let's just have a wee look at the Seven of Swords. The seven, oh my goodness. I've got two. What are they? This is very exciting, Pisces, because we get these two go together so well. We get the Five of Swords, This figure comes in when everyone's dead and dying on the battlefield and takes all the swords, or takes the weapons. It's a sort of hollow victory here. Something's gone on here, and it does feel quite private to me. It's machinations of the mind. It's about conflict. It's about, deception, and sometimes self-deception, actually. Pisces, what's going on? The basis of this, and these cards are the basis of this reading. So I think you've understood these aspects about yourself, and also how you recognize that in others, Pisces. That's what allowed you, recognizing that allowed you to stand up and draw your line in the sand. I think it's wonderful. At this basis with these swords, we have the Fool. So you've kind of unencumbered. You're unencumbered. There's a freedom in understanding that, and being able to go, hey, back off, dudes, dudettes, whatever. It's really, really strong. Can we just have a look at the Strength card for Pisces today, please? This beautiful Strength card. Just one card. Like I say, it does feel quite private. We get the Prince of Swords. New invigoration of the desire to seek new information. To seek new information is what I get from this Prince for you, Pisces. It's also about understanding power dynamics, not only in the environment around you, but how you work that yourself. What are your sort of power maps? How do you, some of them are robotic, some of them you're not that aware of, but I think you've become very aware with Strength in the current position of what they are and how they interact with others. Everything is about an exchange, isn't it? Of power, of whatever. Every relationship, every interaction is a sort of exchange. And so we begin to understand the some of that in the Prince of Swords. It's quite amazing. Can we look at the Emperor, please? For lovely Pisces, the Emperor. The Emperor. Just the Emperor. The Emperor for Pisces. like the structure. I think you're the Emperor, Pisces, you know. Oh, I think you are the Emperor. Yep. And just the Queen of Cups, which is a wonderful combination. Queen of Cups. I think you've figured out how to, well, not only how to, I mean, it sounds simplistic, but looking after others, looking after yourself, the balance in between, the balance of that you don't have to sort of subjugate anything in order to find that balance. We get the Seven of Discs, which is about review, you know. It's looking back at, speaking of energy and power dynamics, at our investments and how that sort of, what do we see in front of us? The results, what are they? Where have we had success? Where have we not? Or in fact, are we getting what we need? I think I think this is sort of elements of yourself here, lovely Pisces. We have you, the Queen, and you, the Emperor. There's a more confident, sort of structured. The Queen is working those mirrors very well at the moment. Whatever that is for you, I don't mean that in a deceptive way. I mean it in your own personal understanding of how you do that. With the Seven of Discs, we have the Hierophant coming out too. This is part of your learning, your individual growth and learning process. And so it's an amazing thing, Pisces. Let's just, and hello. We get from the journey map, we get this fellow, the energy accountant. It's exactly what I was talking about here, is with this Seven of Discs and with the Prince of Swords. We look at our energy output, we look at our input, output. Are we in the red or the black? Are we basically losing pounds of flesh just for the sake of whatever? It's a really impersonal look at your relationships, because it is an impersonal thing, because ultimately you're the one who has to look after yourself, you know. So we look at our relationships, we try to look at them in quite an impersonal way. Sometimes obviously that can be difficult, but we know, you know, and often interactions with people or relationships with people, you know, how does it make us feel after we've spent time with someone? Are we feeling invigorated? Do we feel kind of drained? It's as simple as that. And everything is about an exchange of power, dear Pisces, isn't it? Nevertheless, I love this card. I love that card. And we'll get a little Brian Froud Pixie and Fairy card for you, Pisces. Yeah, something has been illuminated. We get the Lace the Moon's daughter surging forward, flying ahead. Her path, in fact, her path, non-gender, is lit up. Like, it's totally lit. And here we have the consort, the bedrock, the support system. This is beautiful. And people back you in this. Lovely Pisces. And just a little wordy-dirty. Yeah, the key, you have it in your hand because you in fact, you've understood your ego here. And all of this, whatever this is for you, you've understood it. You've got the key. And in fact, You really have got the key. Beautiful. Thank you, Pisces, for tuning in. Check out your ascendant moon, Venus and Jupiter, if you know your chart and what they're in. And there'll be a few more videos coming out this week. I am, as I said, I have been late. It's a case of not having the ability to upload where I am. So I'm kind of going between, here and there to do that. Anyway, so take good care, Pisces. Thank you. Thanks for all your likes, shares, and subscribes. Take care, Pisces. Take care.